Imagine this. It's late at night. You're lying in bed, scrolling through your phone, and suddenly a thought hits you. Why am I still stuck? You work hard. You earn money. You're doing everything you were told to do. And yet, there's always stress, always pressure, always that feeling that no matter how much you earn, it's never enough. Now, here's the uncomfortable truth. What if the problem isn't you? What if you were never meant to win this game? Every single day feels the same. Wake up, rush to work, spend hours trading your time for money, come back tired, and try to escape that exhaustion with small pleasures, food, entertainment, shopping. It feels harmless. It feels deserved. But slowly, without you realizing, a pattern forms, a loop. And the most dangerous part, it feels normal. Everyone around you is doing the same thing. Your friends, your coworkers, even your family. So you never question it. You just accept it. This is life. But deep down, there's always this quiet frustration, a voice that whispers, there has to be more than this. Because something doesn't add up. You're putting in effort, you're sacrificing time, but you're not moving forward. Every month starts with hope. Your bank account fills up. For a moment, you feel in control. But then, slowly, it starts going down. Bills, rent, subscriptions, unexpected expenses. And before you even realize it, you're back where you started. So you tell yourself the same thing everyone does. I just need to earn more. And it makes sense. More income equals better life, right? But here's the truth no one tells you. More income doesn't fix a broken system. Because the moment your income increases, so does your lifestyle. You upgrade things, not because you need to, but because you can. And slowly, your new normal becomes more expensive. At this point, you're earning more than before, but somehow you feel even more trapped because now you have more to maintain, more bills, more pressure, more responsibility. And then comes the easiest solution, credit. It feels like freedom. You don't have to wait. You don't have to think twice. Just swipe and move on. But what feels easy today becomes heavy tomorrow. Because now, you're not just spending money, you're borrowing your future. And one day, it hits you. Maybe it's a bill you can't ignore. Maybe it's a moment of stress. Or maybe it's just exhaustion. But you finally ask, why does this keep happening? And that's when you start to see it. The problem was never your income. It was your system. You were taught how to earn, but never how to manage, never how to grow, never how to escape. Because real financial growth doesn't start with money. It starts with awareness. The moment you realize this cycle is not normal, everything begins to change. Now, instead of reacting, you start thinking. Instead of spending first, you pause, you question. You take control. And then you discover something simple but powerful. Pay yourself first. Not last, not whatever is left. First. At first, it feels uncomfortable, like you're limiting yourself, like you're missing out. But that feeling is temporary, because over time, something incredible happens. You adopt. Your lifestyle adjusts, and not discipline becomes your new normal. You start noticing small changes. Your balance doesn't drop to zero. You're not stressed at the end of the month. For the first time, you feel a sense of control. Money no longer feels like something that disappears. It feels like something you can direct, something you can grow, something you can use instead of something that controls you. And then comes the next level, investing. This is where the game truly changes, because now you're not just saving money, you're multiplying it. But here's the challenge. It's slow, at least in the beginning. And this is where most people quit, because they expect instant results. But wealth doesn't grow fast in the beginning. It grows quietly, in the background, while no one is watching. And that's where time becomes your biggest advantage. Not talent, not luck, just time and consistency. Because when you stay consistent, something powerful happens. Your money starts growing on its own. And then that growth starts creating more growth. At this point, your life starts to feel different, not because you're rich, but because you're stable. And that stability feels like freedom. You're no longer desperate. You're no longer stressed about every expense. You're not living in fear of your next paycheck. And one day, you look back and you realize something powerful. Nothing magical happened. No sudden success, no lottery, just small decisions repeated over time. And that's when you finally understand. You were never broke. You were just following a system that kept you that way. The moment you changed your system, you changed your life. Not instantly, but permanently. So if you're still stuck right now, feeling like nothing is working, understand this. You don't need to work harder. You need to think differently. Because at the end of the day, wealth is not about how much you make. It's about how much you keep and how long you let it grow. And the best part? You don't need permission to start. You don't need perfect timing. You just need one decision to break the cycle. You're not broke. You're just one decision away from changing everything.